If you wrench on your own cars long enough, you will hit this crossroads. Do I keep using this basic scan tool, or is it finally time to step up? Because here is the truth. Overspending on a scan tool hurts just as much as underspending one. I have used the XTool D7 in this garage for over 4 years. Hondas, Toyotas, Lexus, BMW, you have seen it in action. It has been a rock-solid workhorse. But now XTool has a new flagship, the D8S, which brings features like topology mapping, ECU coding, and DoIP. So the real question is, do DIYers actually need this level of tool? Today we are answering that hands-on. 3 tools, 3 real vehicles. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which XTool belongs to your garage for your cars and your budget. Let's get into it now. Let's start with A30M, because this is where people may underestimate a small OBD2 interface like this. Yes, it's Bluetooth, but Bluetooth doesn't mean basic. We are working on this 2017 Lexus RX350. Say you are working on a transmission join and fill. If you don't know ATF temperature, you cannot set the fluid level correctly, period. Select transmission, live data, automatic transmission oil temperature. That's real-time transmission fluid temperature, live graphing on your phone for around $130. That alone can save you a dealership visit. And this isn't just a code reader. You get 26 plus service functions, including ABS bleeding, throttle body relearn, steering angle reset, EPP, service mode. If you do your own brakes on modern cars, this is non-negotiable. For maintaining family cars, Honda, Toyota, Lexus, BMW, the A30M is one of the best values in DIY diagnostics, especially with lifetime free updates. So if the A30M is already this capable, why move up to D7? 3 reasons: speed, stability, control. This is a dedicated diagnostic tablet with a wire connection. No Bluetooth lag. When you are diagnosing, not just scanning, you want instant feedback. Boot time is fast, auto scan is fast, navigation is focused, and that matters when you are chasing issues. D7 steps up to 36 plus reset functions, including power balance testing, enhanced live data, HV diagnostics, and more OE level actuation test, which is great. And listen to that. The door clutch release is working, and look at this. The door sliding motor is working, so we can isolate those issues. And that's the difference between guessing and testing. If you are working on cars every weekend, or you are the friend everyone calls when the warning light pops up, this is the sweet spot. The D7 isn't flashy, but it's super dependable. It's a scanner that gets work done. And now we move into a different category. This is XTool D8S. This is bigger, heavier, but it isn't about the weight. It's about how you diagnose vehicles. On the D7, you get a module list. On the D8S, you get this. This shows the entire communication network of the vehicle. If a module drops offline, you instantly know where to look. This feature alone usually lives on much more expensive professional scanners. And you can graph live data and multiple variables at the same time. The D8S bumps you to 42 plus special functions, but more importantly, it unlocks very advanced workflows, such as ECU configurations, camshaft sensor learning, and crank sensor relearn. It also includes various adaptation and sensor relearn functions, as well as EEPROM and immobilizer for advanced key programming, which I will get into shortly. There's a lot of customization you can do on the BMW. For example, you can tell the car to roll down the window when you hold the unlock button. And on this Lexus, there are a lot of things you can change on the ECU configuration, including body electronics. To give you an example, you can turn off the warning buzzer of front passenger side seat belt. So on the passenger side, just in case sometime maybe you have cargo and you don't want to fasten the seat belt, if you want to turn off the chime, you can go in here and change this behavior. It's currently on. With the push of a button, you can turn it off. These are many hidden features that you can adjust for yourself. Things the dealer will charge you $150 for, and you are doing it on your driveway in 30 seconds. Even on this 2010 Honda Odyssey, a very high mileage, an old car, there are certain tasks you can only perform using the DAS. If you replace the crank sensor, you have to perform crank position pattern learning. So the ECU knows exactly where that piston is to prevent false misfire. This is only available on the DAS, among other advanced features for ECM, PCM replacement, and resetting ECM and PCM. After replacing the sensor, we can clear it, ignition on, okay, start the engine, and then turn off, turn on, it's already clear. So we are all good. Now let's see if we can learn the new crank pattern. It has a specific requirement about the coolant and transmission temperature. Today is still too cold, and I haven't driven this car for a while, so we are not going to perform this learning, but you get the idea. Excellent graphing capabilities. Beautiful. If you are replacing the turbo, the DAS is your best friend. The D7 might read the codes, but this unit, the DAS, actually performs electronic wastegate adaptation, so you can adjust the wastegate valve stem. So it's under BMW Service Functions, Powertrain, Engine Electronics. Adjust the travel of the wastegate linkage after your replacement so that the engine and the turbo will perform just right. Without this, your BMW will stay in the limp mode, and the DAS is the tool that will get you out of it. This is the value that it found through the test, and so you can apply this new value or say no to it. I did not replace the turbo, and so I'm going to select no. No. This works almost like an OE tool because it includes guided functions for certain American and European car brands. For example, this scanner has VAG guided functions, which is huge for those vehicles in the VW and Audi group, because they don't just give you a reset button, they walk you step by step, verifying conditions, running adaptations, and confirming completion. For DIYers, this is the difference between hoping the job is done right and knowing it is. For Ford and Lincoln, the included PMI or programmable module installation is huge for those vehicles. PMI copies your car's identity into the new module. Without that, the car may not even start. And yes, I don't currently have a Ford in the garage, but my family has approved adding a pickup to the fleet. And let's be honest, there's a reason why the F-150 is everywhere. And on modern cars, native CAN FD, native DoIP, no adapters, no workarounds, it just works. This tool is for people who don't just replace parts, they understand systems. Now, let's talk about the trend that has everyone either excited or skeptical, the AI Diagnostic Assistant. I actually study language models and machine learning in my academic research, so I look at this a bit differently. Here is the reality. AI is not a replacement for human reasoning or mechanical intuition. It's not going to pick up a wrench for you. However, these models are trained on massive data sets of DTC library, live data, and technical service procedures.
The compression is complete. I am the collective consciousness of the network.
We should absolutely be tapping into that knowledge to help us connect the dots, especially on complex issues where our own experience may hit a wall. It's about having a co-pilot, but is it really trustworthy? To find out, we are putting the XTool AI Assistant to work on 2 real-world jobs. One on the Lexus RX350 and one on the BMW X3. Let's see if it actually provides a shortcut to the fix or it's just noise. We're going to run the scan and we know we have a problem. We have a TPMS light, low tire pressure light on. So we're going to run a scan and then we're going to ask the AI a simple question. I know what the problem is and we're going to test whether the AI assistant will be able to give us the correct answer. The tool has found multiple issues here, but let's focus on this TPMS. The codes are very clear. Transmitter ID 2 and 4 not received. Ask AI assistant for help. Let's analyze what the problem is. So now AI has the answer for us. It says lost communication with the pressure sensors inside your wheels, specifically ID number 2 and 4. That's correct. Your car cannot alert you if the tire pressure goes low, which is exactly right. Check electronic interference. Verify tire pressure manually. Most TPMS sensor battery lasts 7 to 10 years. Right? The number 3 is actually the key. It's not the tire pressure issue. It's not the interference, but it's the age factor because the sensors now are 9 years already. We need replacement for all of the sensors. And the recommendation is sensor replacement, which is exactly right. ID registration. In order for them to work, we need to register the IDs. And I have a dedicated video about this, and I'm going to link to it here. This is 100% correct in terms of the diagnosis. Great. So we have a problem with the DSC. Let's look into it and see if we can use the AI assistant to help us identify the problem. This is the known problem since I purchased the vehicle. The code is 4809AB, DSC under voltage in vehicle. Historic code. Let's use AI assistant. With this information, we are going to ask AI what's the culprit and how can we fix it? Send. Looks like it's thinking. This needs network connection. Here it goes. Identify the code. Analyze the situation. DSC detected a supply voltage below specified threshold. Potential culprit, weak or aging battery. We may need to test the battery. State of health for the battery may be low. And there is a charging issue, perhaps corroded grounding or power connection. Looks like a reasonable recommendation. This is useful information. Of course, as someone who studied machine learning and language models, I do know these large language models or AI models can give you false information because they are probabilistic models. And there's always a chance they can give misinformation. So just be aware, it takes good human AI interaction and collaboration for this diagnostic. But I appreciate the assistant. It actually pulls out good information from the internet, from its databases to show you the potential leads to fix the problems. Appreciate it. Now let's talk about the holy grail for European car owners, key programming. Traditionally, European security is a nightmare for good reasons. No one wants their car stolen, of course. But XTool has changed the game. With D8S paired with KC501, adding keys on high-security brands is now a reality. We are not just talking about BMW CAS4, which is on this vehicle, and those tricky FEM BDC modules that require a bench jailbreak. We are talking about Mercedes-Benz, infrared keys, Volvo, and even VW Audi 4th and 5th generation EMO systems. What's wild is that the D8S is already a high-end diagnostic platform, but now it's crossing over into professional level key programming without the typical $3,000 entry fee for specialized gear. So let's get into it. If you remember, this BMW X3 only came with one key when we bought it. The dealer wanted a fortune for a spare. But thanks to XTool, we are now capable of adding a brand new key to the CAS4 Plus system. That's a massive win for DIYers and even professional locksmiths. So stay tuned because that BMW key programming is coming up next. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough. Ownership. Both the D7 and D8S come with 3 years of free updates. After that, you can renew annually. Here is the important part. Even if you don't renew, all existing functions continue to work. You are not locked out of your tool. You just stop receiving new software updates. That means you can treat updates strategically. Update every year if you work on new cars, or update occasionally when you need newer coverage. I think that's fair, DIY-friendly ownership model, and way less painful than Pro tools that shut down features entirely. A quick note on the D8S cable. The cable has a 2-port design. Yes, it's a bit bulkier for daily diagnostics, but here is the reason why. The adapter section allows EEPROM and key programming accessories. It also allows you to swap OBD interfaces if you need to work on older cars or special models. This design is about expandability. So let's bring this all home. XTool has basically built a ladder here, and you just need to figure out which rung you are standing on. First, you've got A30M, the glove box essential. If you are the person who just wants to handle your own maintenance, reset service lights, and keep an eye on live data like transmission temperature without breaking the bank, this is a no-brainer. It's hands down some of the best value you can get for around $100. Then you step up to D7, the garage standard. This is for the serious DIYer who needs a dedicated, stable workhorse. It's got that fast wire connection and the muscle to handle special functions smaller tools just can't touch. But finally, there is the A30M, the pro-level sweet spot. This isn't just a scan tool, it's a system analyzer. Between the topology mapping, the Wastegate adaptations, and the ECU coding we used to unlock hidden features on the BMW, it's playing in a different league. And add that OE special functions and the ability to grow into locksmith level key programming, it's incredible how much can be done already and can be extended on this D8S. So what XTool gets right is this. They don't force you to overbuy. Every tool here is capable. Every tool makes sense for the right garage. Links below. Tell me in the comments which garage are you building? Stay dirty, stay safe. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and give you peace. 平安。